What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Footy Talks. The season is officially underway. Yesterday, the Premier League and La Liga did start up. Ligue 1, Serie A, and the Bundesliga are set to follow. But it is nothing like seeing your own team back in action. Barcelona did get back into action today. They faced off against Mallorca, and in a convincing fashion, they did win Mallorca 3-0. And we did have a standout performance from Lamine Yamal. I mean, surprise, surprise. Controversial decision from the ref, which we'll go ahead and get onto. And some words from Hansi Flick in regards to the performance as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So Barca did start off with this lineup right here. We did have a surprise inclusion at right back with Eric Garcia starting as the right back instead of Jules Koundé. However, that was cleared up in Hansi Flick's press conference, which we'll go ahead and get onto a little bit later. However, it didn't take Barca long to score the first goal. I mean, we saw a combination of Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, which we did see all throughout of last season continue into this match, and hopefully it does continue for the matches to come. But Lamine Yamal, he picks the ball up from the wide right side, and Rafinha, gesturing with his hand where he's going to move, makes a nice run into the box. Lamine crosses it, and Rafinha just has a simple header all alone without the defender tracking him. And that would be the first goal for Barca right there. And after that, throughout the match in general, actually, Mallorca, they just never really got going. I mean, for the most part, Barcelona, they just keep them in their own half. And whenever Mallorca did get past Barca's press or found the ball in behind, Joan Garcia, he would get called into action in terms of doing the sweeping in behind that back line, which I did think he did do really well. Mallorca didn't really call him too much into action in terms of shot stopping, but as for him being a sweeper keeper, I think he did do really well. And after Barca's first goal, it didn't take Barca for long for them to find their second goal. Their second goal, it actually did come from Ferran Torres, who got the nod as a number 9. Ferran Torres, he did get the ball after it wasn't cleared properly by the Mallorca defense, and he just banged it into the left-hand corner. However, prior to that, there was some controversy in regards to the goal. Now, the goal, it basically happened in the sense that Lamine, he was coming in from the right-hand side, trying to dribble inside and get a shot off. And in that shot, it went to Mallorca defender's head, and the defender headed it out, but then the defender fell. And from there, the defender, he did stay down for about a minute or so, and the ref was 50-50 about blowing the whistle just to check up on the defender to make sure he was okay. But he didn't end up blowing the whistle, and Barca ended up continuing the play. And that's where Ferran Torres got his goal. But I mean, that decision, it was controversial right there, because I mean, you never know if something would have happened. But then again, there was no contact. It was just a simple ball to the head, which, as a defender, for the most part, you're going to deal with that. So in my opinion, I do think that it was fair that the goal stood, but with the referee making the gesture that he was going to blow the whistle, it just kind of threw the Mallorca defenders off, which in that sense, it wasn't right, I guess. But after that second goal, I mean, Mallorca, again, they just never really got going. After about 10 minutes or so from that goal, Mallorca did get a red card. It was a double yellow, and a player did end up getting sent off. And about, I want to say, 6 minutes after or so, Mallorca forward, the center forward actually, they get a straight red card, and it had to do with the fact that it was a ball in behind, the defender was going for the ball was in the air, and he lifted his boot pretty high, and the boot ended up hitting Joan Garcia around his ear or so, which it was risky play, so it was right to be called a red card. However, from then on, it was 2 goals up. It was 9 players in the field. From there, the Mallorca players, they just lost the plot. Any foul or any point of contact that Barca players did get on them, they would just dive or make it exaggerated. And they were just simply trying to get through the first half and try to see what they were going to do for the second half. So it was basically that happened throughout the first half right there. We had the 2 goals, the 2 red cards, that iffy decision by the referee in that second goal, which, I mean, it's not on Barca for keeping the play going and the Mallorca player stopping. I mean, right there it is on the ref for, gesturing like he's going to whistle to check up on the defender. I mean, that is controversial in itself, but that's a conversation for another time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the second half. So considering the Mallorca was 2-0 down and they were playing with 9 players, it only made sense for them to drop back and to try to keep the scoreline as respectable as possible. And you could tell from the Barca players that they also took into consideration the situation that they were 2 goals up, playing against 9 players. The intensity did drop. So we didn't really see too much in the second half. We just seen Barca keeping possession, swinging the ball around, not taking too much risk in trying to play balls through the middle. They were just holding on to the possession, keeping Mallorca pinned back. And we did see some cameo appearances through the match. I mean, we saw Rashford make his debut in the match. He didn't really do too much, which, I mean, it is understandable in a match like this. You have a team that's defending back, trying to keep the center compact and having them play out wide. So there was never going to be any balls played in the middle for him to get involved enough. So that made sense. We did see Jofre Torrens get his official debut, which, it was really good to see. We did see in preseason that he was given an opportunity in the left back position, so it was good to see him get some minutes. He got a few touches here and there. His crosses could use some improvement, but I mean, he is young and he can only improve from there. So hopefully he just continues to get more minutes so he could develop. And we also did see the likes of Gavi, Dani Olmo, and Jules Koundé come in. And yeah, basically throughout the whole second half, it was just just Barca keeping possession. It wasn't until the last minute where Lamine Yamal, being Lamine Yamal, I mean, he just picks up the ball from the right-hand side, and he does a drop in the shoulder, and dummies 2-3 defenders out, and scores a banger. He scores a banger in the top-hand corner. And throughout this match for Lamine Yamal, I do have to say he did have a standout performance. Because, I mean, Lamine Yamal, being Lamine Yamal, from what we saw last season, he was just dribbling defenders, trying to make things happen. But what I noticed from Lamine Yamal in this match is that he was trying to take a lot more shots. He really was trying to get his goal. And taking a lot more shots, being a little bit more selfish, which I like to see. I like to see Lamine Yamal trying to develop his game rather than just be a playmaker trying to find a pass. I like to see him try to take a little bit more shots. He just has to find that balance though of being a playmaker and taking on those shots, not becoming too selfish. But yeah, Lamine Yamal, after all his efforts and him taking shots throughout the matches, trying to make things happen, he did get his goal at the end. It was around the 94th minute, so literally in the last whistle. And the match ended 3-0. But despite the match ending 3-0 with Barca getting 3 points and keeping a clean sheet, Hansi Flick, he was not impressed by the performance at all. Which really just shows the elite mentality that Hansi Flick does have. And it's really good to see. Because in his post-match interview, his press conference, he did say that he noticed that the players' intensity dropped off, that they were only playing at around 50 or 60% capacity, which he didn't like, and he knows that he has to address. So that is really good to see that Hansi Flick is going to address that, as I would say he needs to, because these are the types of matches where the Barca players should try to take advantage of the situation and score as many goals as possible and just be ruthless overall. So I do think Hansi Flick needs to address that. And then as for Eric Garcia getting a start over Jules Koundé in the right back position, Hansi Flick, he also did mention that he thinks that Eric Garcia deserved the chance to play in the right back position instead of Jules Koundé, which just goes to show that Jules Koundé may have some serious competition in the right back position. I mean, if Jules Koundé was fine, he wasn't having any fitness issues or anything of that sorts, and he had Eric Garcia start over him, I mean, that's going to be something for Jules Koundé to look out for sure, and for us to look out for sure as well, so we can see how that develops there. But yeah, it was overall good to see Barca back in action once more. We are looking forward to seeing them once again. They don't have their next match again until next week on the 23rd against Levante, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that was basically Barca's match right there. We're going to go ahead and be keeping a close eye on how they continue to progress, and also see how other teams, other rivals do as well. It's just exciting to have club football back, and most definitely we're going to go ahead and try to keep these videos going. For those of you guys that did tune into this video, I really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I really do appreciate your guys' support. It truly does mean the world to me. And this was Footy Talks. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.